The 180th Fighter Wing, 180 FW, is a unit of the Ohio Air National Guard, stationed at Toledo Air National Guard Base, Ohio. If activated to federal service, the wing is gained by the United States Air Force Air Combat Command. The group performed normal peacetime training throughout the 1960s. Individual squadron members volunteered for duty during the Vietnam War. However, the unit was not federalized in 1968, as the F-84F Thunderjets flown by the 112th TFS were not considered frontline combat aircraft. In 1971, the squadron retired its Thunderstraks and converted to the F-100 Super Sabre, as a result of the American drawdown from the Vietnam War. In 1975, the 112th began a NATO commitment, deploying 5 F-100s to Ramstein Air Base, West Germany 9-25 October 1975, for Operation Korniträger. In the summer of 1979, the F-100s were retired, being replaced with A-7D Corsair II subsonic tactical close air support aircraft from Tactical Air Command units that were converting to the new A-10 Thunderbolt II. The aircraft had excellent accuracy with the aid of an automatic electronic navigation and weapons delivery system. Although designed primarily as a ground attack aircraft, it also had limited air-to-air combat capability. It continued its NATO commitment, deploying 6 A-7D aircraft to RAF Sculthorpe, England in April 1983 for Operation Cornet Miami, 8 A-7DS in June-July 1986 for Cornet Pine, and 13 A-7DS in May-June 1989 for Cornet Pine. The 180th Tactical Fighter Group received the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award in 1985, and again in 1990. In 1989, while deployed at Panama for a Coronet Cove deployment, 180th A-7s were employed during Operation Just Cause. The 112th TFS did not deploy to Saudi Arabia in 1990 during Operation Desert Shield or Operation Desert Storm, as the A-7DS were considered second-line aircraft. Squadron volunteers, however, were deployed to CENTIF during the crisis and subsequent combat operations. In March 1992, the 180th adopted the USAF Objective Wing Organization, and became simply the 180th Fighter Group, the 112th as a fighter squadron. On 1 June of that year, Tactical Air Command was inactivated as part of the Air Force restructuring after the end of the Cold War. Air Combat Command became the gaining major command for the 180th. Another event in 1992 was the retirement of the A-7DS, being replaced by Block 25 F-16 CT Fighting Falcons. The first F-16 to arrive with the 112th FS was a two-seat model, F-16D, which was the first F-16D to come off the production line at Fort Worth. It came from the 312th Tactical Fighter Training Squadron at Luke AFB, Arizona, on the rare leap year date 29 February 1992. F-16s continued to arrive, and the last A-7D departed on 18 May 1992. Many of the Block 25s that came from the 363d Tactical Fighter Wing of Shaw AFB, South Carolina was Desert Storm veterans. The squadron didn't operate Block 25 for very long. Starting in very early 1994, the squadron gave up its Block 25s, which it had only flown for a year, for the much more modern Block 42s. The Block 25s were sent to various units, but mostly to Luke AFB, Arizona. A large number of Block 42s came from Shaw AFB, South Carolina, where that base was converting to Block 50. On 1 October 1995, in accordance with the Air Force One Base One Wing Directive, the 180th Fighter Group was expanded and changed in status to the 180th Fighter Wing. Under the Objective Wing Organization, the 112th Fighter Squadron was assigned to the 180th Operations Group. Support groups to the wing were the 180th Maintenance Group, 180th Mission Support Group, and the 180th Medical Group. In mid-1996, the Air Force, in response to budget cuts and changing world situations, began experimenting with air expeditionary organizations. The Air Expeditionary Force concept was developed that would mix active duty, reserve, and Air National Guard elements into a combined force. Instead of entire permanent units deploying as provisional as in the 1991 Gulf War, expeditionary units are composed of aviation packages from several wings, including active duty Air Force, the Air Force Reserve Command, and the Air National Guard, would be married together to carry out the assigned deployment rotation. In designing the F-16, advanced aerospace science and proven reliable systems from other aircraft, such as the F-15 and F-111 were selected. These were combined to simplify the airplane and reduce its size, purchase price, maintenance costs, and weight. The light weight of the fuselage is achieved without reducing its strength. With a full load of internal fuel, the F-16 can withstand up to 9 Gs, 9 times the force of gravity, which exceeds the capability of other